The average member of the Oklahoma Education Association probably knows the president and vice president of the organization from an email, a Facebook Live video, a television news story, or maybe from seeing them speak at a statewide meeting. In truth, the officers have responsibilities on a number of different fronts, from facilitating the business of the Board of Directors and the Delegate Assembly to strategic planning for the association. Throughout the year, they each drive thousands of miles to meet with members or promote the programs and services of the association. They work long hours most weeks, including more weekend meetings than you could imagine, and are on call for OEA business pretty much every day of the year. It can be an exhausting job, yet very rewarding. The president, vice president, and OEA's NEA director are the association's 3 statewide elected positions. They each may serve 2 consecutive 3-year terms. The president and vice president are full-time release, serving the association while on leaves of absence from their school districts. The NEA director, who represents OEA members on the National Education Association Board of Directors, is not a release-time office. Any active member may run for the 3 offices, whether they are a teacher, an education support professional, or an administrator. Once elected, the president and vice president serve as the executive officers of the association. As the OEA's chief executive officer, the powers and duties of president are lengthy, including representing the OEA on matters of policy or assigning a designee to handle the responsibility, reviewing OEA policies and making recommendations to be considered by the board and the delegate assembly, co-signing with the executive director on all authorizations for disbursement of OEA funds, presiding at all meetings of the delegate assembly and the board of directors, and calling for all meetings of the 2 groups, as well as calling special meetings of the delegate assembly as approved by the board of directors, appointing all committees and chairpersons, filling committee vacancies with the advice and consent of the board, coordinating activities and serving as an ex officio member of all committees except for any committee dealing with compensation of the president, serving as a state delegate to the NEA Representative Assembly and as first alternate to the NEA Director. In the absence of the president, the vice president performs the duties and exercises the powers of that office as directed by the president. The vice president serves as state delegate to the NEA Representative Assembly during the term of office and as second alternate to the NEA directors. The vice president chairs the budget committee and may chair other standing or ad hoc committees as designated by the president. In addition to the responsibilities outlined in OEA's constitution and bylaws, our full-time release officers take on any number of other tasks. For instance, as a matter of practice, the OEA president is the face and voice of the association for the media. If the president is not available, the vice president steps in for the interview. OEA is the largest and oldest education association in the state, so the media frequently calls OEA for comment on education-related events and topics. Media interviewing is not a skill most teachers have, so a good deal of training and practice goes into the preparation for an interview. The NEA provides detailed media training for presidents, and OEA's Communications Center can also provide training. Before sitting down with the media, the officer will review the association's stance on the topic and practice with a member of the communications staff. Any comments given to the media reflect messaging created by staff with input from the officers and the executive director. Occasionally, the Oklahoma governor or an elected official will appoint OEA to a position on a state task force or committee. The president may serve the appointment or designate the vice president or a member to the position. Traditionally, OEA's president, vice president, and executive director work closely to interpret and implement policy. The association has structured checks and balances throughout its process, which means a decision is never left up to one individual. From the office of the president to the board of directors to delegate assembly, members have input. OEA's Internal Concerns Committee annually reviews salaries and fringe benefits of the executive officers and makes any recommendations for changes to the OEA board before the December meeting. Officers are to live within 30 miles of OEA headquarters. The president serves as the chair of the OEA FCPE. As the chair, the president presides over meetings of the FCPE Council and Steering Committee, submits an annual budget to the FCPE Council, and may call emergency meetings or make emergency expenditures of funds. The OEA works to maintain close relationships with elected officials. While the Legislative and Political Organizing Center is responsible for that work, the President and Vice President assist with lobbying and with determining OEA's position on pending legislation. The two officers work to maintain a good rapport with the State Superintendent of Public Instruction and key staff at the State Department of Education, as well as members of the Oklahoma Education Coalition. As you can see, the duties of OEA's President and Vice President are wide and deep, changing with the seasons and the needs of the membership. While they are out front of every association issue and event, they represent all members across the state, from rural Oklahoma to the suburb and the inner city.